Alrighty, what's up? What's up? Jonathan here with Boston Collectors. And if you followed us over from Anakin Skywalker's video, what's up? Welcome back. And if you're just here because you saw Obi-Wan Kenobi, welcome. Good to have you. Now, both Anakin and General Kenobi, they're both priced at $255, and they also are both pretty much the same in terms of the number of payments and that NRD. They're exactly the same. Nothing's changed. Now, looking at General Kenobi, this figure is sick. Thank you for the ankle joints. Like, I'm so glad that they didn't just go with the straight boots and you just kind of go with it. If you like it, you got to deal with it. If you don't, you got to deal with it. Now, I actually like the lighter version of the figures. I love the lighter robes and all of that. Again, I like the layers here on the belt. We pointed that out in Anakin's video. I like that we're able to put him in that iconic pose that we all know Kenobi to jump into. They look great together. I don't see, again, I said it in the last video, I don't see why you would pick up one and not the other, but totally understandable if you chose to just go with one versus getting both. Great, great looking pieces. It looked like they sort of went for a little bit of wear and tear there on his gauntlet. Just a little bit. They didn't go too crazy with it. The robes, again, definitely commend them on the robes. We have the hologram. This one looks better than Ahsoka to me, but it's still just, they're just holograms, They're just holograms. They're not going to make or break anything, or if I'm going to buy the damn figure, it's not going to be because, oh my God, I need that hologram. Now, General Kenobi actually come with a few more pieces than Anakin Skywalker, and I want to point those out to you all. So, we have 5 hands, and I want to say the 6th group of hands, we actually have them here, the neutral hands. So if you see, we have those here. So I don't want to count those because they did not count the neutral hands here on Anakin. So we're just going to say that doesn't exist, and he actually has 4, and Anakin only has 3. Now, I wish they would have did the same amount for Anakin. Like, they could have came up with something else. I don't know what Disney forced them into agreeing to, though. That's on their side if they have forced them to agree to anything. But I would have liked to have seen something else there. Again, I would have loved a light up arm for General Kenobi. I would have liked a swooshing effect here. We like our dynamic poses. I would have liked, the dynamic stand where they could lift us, or they could lift, could lift the figure up and sort of that super cool dynamic pose, and, maybe sort of have them flipping, or, how posers are. Me, I don't need it, but I would like to have it in the event that I want to change up how things look on my shelf. Now, moving on, again, figure looks great. I'm not hating on the figure. I think the clothing looks good. I think the posing capability here could be good. Again, depending on if we have double joints there. I've never picked up a Sideshow piece before, so I don't actually know what they're capable of with these. But look at this. This stance right here looks like something that I would have on my shelf. Definitely something I'd have on my shelf. Looks really good. Probably in the Jedi robe, just like that, or with his arms crossed. Again, the detailing there looks phenomenal. I actually think this looks better than Anakin Skywalker in terms of just the overall, the look. Like this saber, I'm not too mad at how the saber look. We have a little bit of grime there, a little bit there on the butt of the hilt. This portion here, I guess that's I want to say that's the communicator, right? That's where they speak into the communication part of their gear. Boots look great. I would like a little bit more weathering, though. A little bit of grime, a little bit of mud there. Some impressions of, maybe them kicking or whatever, like the wear and tear there. I would like to see a bit more, but I'm not upset at that either. The dynamic duo, we've seen these with Anakin's. This is the pose I was talking about, but that arm would be underneath that. This is how I like my poses for my figures and robes. Again, they look great together. It's tough. It's very, very tough to say I would want just Anakin and not get Kenobi. Like, but then you're asking me to commit to over $500, not including shipping. And that could be tough. Now, I think if they were smart, and I had this discussion with my fiance, if they want this line to succeed, what they could do is they could tease. I want to say that they've had these droids before. This is nothing new. We've seen the battle droids and we've seen the clankers before, right? Now, they could tease, Plo Koon. They could tease Mace Windu. They could tease Ahsoka. Don't pull a Hot Toys on us, though. I'm pretty sure as collectors, we all know Hot Toys. Think of Padme, right? Kit Fisto. Think of the figures that have just sort of fallen by the wayside and they were teased before. I don't think that's something Sideshow would do, but, if you're going to say, all right, our next release is Plo Koon. Maybe have Plo Koon, fighting in a scene or something, similar to what we see here with Anakin and General Kenobi. I don't know. Maybe sneak Mace Windu over there in the back, with another clanker or something, or maybe have Ahsoka doing something sick, or have her off to the side talking to someone else. They could definitely tease these things, and I think with that, it could help the purchase of someone like Anakin. Now, Anakin isn't Rey, by no means. I'm not about to disrespect my boy. Anakin can sell himself, right? However, for people who are like, sometimes you have those people, and I'm that way. Look at Luke Skywalker, for example. Mandalorian's Luke Skywalker came out. How many people do you think jumped to get that Dark Trooper? I already had 2. In fact, I was going crazy, and I thought about getting 4 to 6. But once the pricing kicked in and you see 2's $500, you start to kind of change your mind a bit. Now, to get back on track, imagine how many people said, oh my goodness, Luke Skywalker, I need to get a Dark Trooper. I need to recreate that fight scene. Imagine saying Ahsoka, oh my goodness, I need to recreate that scene where we're going to leave the spoilers out because it took me a while. No spoilers. Imagine, okay, now I'm going to pick up Anakin. Okay, now I'm going to pick up Plo Koon. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to grab, Count Dooku because I want to recreate the fight scene between Kenobi and Anakin or, whatever. I would like to see them sort of add and implement some of those images or some of those figures into some of their imagery. I think that could be smart on their end. And again, another thing to note, this could be a lot more dynamic than this. I hate to say it, and I don't want to sound rude, and I don't mean to sound rude, but you could put together this weird gradient in Photoshop super easy. Slap the logo somewhere, slap your logo there. You got to do the trademarks and everything, the name, done. It looks a bit lazy. Again, I love Sideshow. Shout out to Sideshow, man. I'm a fan, all right? But this could be a lot better. I'm not saying carbon copy what Hot Toys is doing, but this could be better. This could be a lot better. And I do think that they could have zoomed in a bit more on details. I like that they're giving us a little bit, but the hands is just an interesting one to sort of zoom in on. And how many of us want to see the face sculpt? How many of us want to get a bit closer and see that? Make that look cool. I don't know. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you all think down in the comments section below. Are you going to pick up Obi-Wan Kenobi? Are you going to pick up Anakin Skywalker? Are you going to pick up both? Are you going to pass? It's just not your thing. I want this line to succeed. But hey, collect whatever you love because I'm still on the fence. And I love these figures, but that price tag, whew, I ain't loving that. This is Jonathan with Boston Collectors. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.